In the quiet, unassuming landscapes of Canada, a heist was brewing. Not of gold, jewels, or priceless paintings, but of a commodity so quintessentially Canadian, it's practically a national symbol: maple syrup. Welcome to the sticky saga of the Great Canadian Maple Syrup Heist. The year was 2011, and the stage was set in Quebec, the heartland of maple syrup production. Here, syrup isn't just a breakfast condiment, it's a way of life and a lucrative one at that. In fact, it's so valuable that the Federation of Quebec Maple Syrup Producers stored it in vast quantities in a secure warehouse. Think Fort Knox, but instead of gold bars, you have barrels of syrup. Enter our unlikely villains. Not your typical hardened criminals, but syrup thieves with a plan so bold it could be straight out of a heist movie. Their target? The Global Strategic Maple Syrup Reserve. Yes, that's a real thing, a reserve as critical to Canadians as oil reserves are to others. The heist was nothing short of audacious. Over time, these bandits managed to pilfer over 9,500 barrels of syrup, subtly replacing them with water. The perfect crime? Almost. They were siphoning off the syrup so slowly and carefully, it went unnoticed. The total value of the stolen syrup? A staggering 18.7 million Canadian dollars. To put that into perspective, that's enough syrup to drown an entire city in sweetness. It was a crime that was as lucrative as it was ludicrous. But how did such a monumental heist remain undetected for so long? Well, the thieves were clever. They rented space in the same warehouse where the syrup was stored. By day, they were just regular renters. By night, they were masterminds of the great syrup swindle. The discovery of the heist was as mundane as its execution was extraordinary. An unsuspecting warehouse worker, doing his daily rounds, found a barrel lighter than expected. Upon further inspection, it was revealed the barrels were full of water, not syrup. A sticky shock, to say the least. The fallout was immediate and immense. The Federation faced embarrassment and ridicule, while the police faced a mystery akin to a real-life game of Clue. The investigation was long and arduous, tracing the sticky trail of syrup through the black market. Eventually, the authorities cracked the case. The perpetrators were caught, and justice was served, though much of the syrup had already made its way to pancakes and waffles far and wide. The heist did more than just make headlines. It shook the maple syrup industry to its core. Security was tightened, policies were scrutinized, and the world was left marveling at one of the most Canadian crimes in history. This tale of the Great Canadian Maple Syrup Heist is more than just a story about stolen syrup. It's a testament to human creativity, albeit on the wrong side of the law. It's a narrative that's as rich and as layered as the syrup itself. So next time you pour that thick, amber liquid onto your breakfast, remember the Great Heist. It's a story that adds a little bit of excitement to every bite, reminding us that sometimes reality is indeed stranger than fiction.